Hello, YouTubers. I'm here again. I had a dream last night. God showed me a vision. And in that vision, it was about nuclear. Um, we had a nuclear attack. And it happened here on our home soil in the United States. Um, it was not good, people. I'm not going to kid you and say there are certain bunkers you can go into and keep yourself safe. It came out of no warning. It was a lot of calamity that went on, and when I woke up this morning, that really troubled me. So as I was taking my children to school, I was praying to myself or asking God to myself within myself, Lord, is what is this, that you're showing me? Should I tell the people what should I do? I don't want to ever move ahead of God. When you move ahead of God, you tend to be out of line, out of character. And when you move ahead of God, it's not of God, it's of you. So therefore I try not to move ahead of God. So normally I do my morning meditation or however, and I go and I have myself a cup of coffee and I sit there and I think and I pray and I read my Bible, and it's get the word, and I want to store it in my heart so no one can mislead me. And I don't portray to be anything other than what I am, but I know that I am a messenger of God. I know that He gives me open visions. I know that He gives me dreams. I know that He gives me the gift to speak in tongues. I know that He gives us different anointed. I know He allows me to pray for people for the healing in their body. I know that I have those gifts, and I know those gifts are a gift from God, and I thank Him for those gifts. At one point, I did not understand them. I did not want them, but I do, because I am a willing worker of Christ. But I want to go over Revelations because God had gave this to me. And what I want to say before I start, for those who have already subscribed to me, I thank you. Also, as I upload this on a computer, this might be done in more than one section. I don't really believe I can fit this all in there. It's just too much that God is showing. We have the Bible right before us, people, and we read it. But are we really asking God for the revelation, for the understanding of it? He will not leave His saints in the dark. We are in the last days. It is very, very imperative that we try to get the word out as much as we can. I have seen people on YouTube, they go there and they will look at the music videos. They will try to look up different research that people have uploaded. But I must insist to you, please get the word out. You have some people on here that are false, that are purposely misleading you because that's their sole purpose, because they say they of God, but you're supposed to know them by their spirit, by their works. And my thing of this is that please, it's imperative. The word of God spreads through people. Okay, just like the disciples, they went from town to town and they spread the word. There was no cars, no airplanes. They did it by foot. They did it on the back of horses, camels, however, and they spread the word. Those that accept the word, accept the word. Those who did not, did not. And we can't force anybody to accept the love of Christ. We cannot force anybody to accept His word. We can't force anyone to read the Bible and get the understanding for themselves. But it's imperative, because I'm going to go over Revelations with you. It's imperative. You have no idea the dire need and distress that we must get this word out here to people. Do you know when one person tells another person gets excited and start telling another person? Somebody might just be curious and say, hey, let me see what they're talking about, and might want to turn it on here, because some people just don't like to read. They rather watch. But you can watch. That's fine. That's dandy. I'm a watcher. But when I really want to know things for myself and get understanding for myself, I have to pick it up and I have to read, because I don't want to be misled. And I do not want to be bamboozled, fooled, hoodwinked. I don't want any of those things to mess with my salvation. I don't want my soul to perish. Okay? And the thing about this is, if you love your fellow man and your heart is weeping out there to try to get people on the Lord's side, please tell them, please, just, they don't have to subscribe to me at all. Because that's superficial. You don't have to subscribe to me. However, if they come and they look on here, they will be educated, and I want them to read stuff for themselves. Don't just take my word for it. Read it for yourself. Ask God to give you the clear understanding, the open vision. Ask Him for those gifts. He will give it to you. Ask Him for the revelation. Just because you get down on your knees and you're praying to God and say, oh God, please, in the name of Jesus, give me this. Sit there and wait. Be patient on God. He don't come when you want Him, but He's always on time. Be patient. Sit there and you wait on God. Don't think your prayers go unanswered when you're trying to find answers. Wait on Him. He's going to reveal it to you. I guarantee you. When you least expect, you could doze off to sleep. You could be sitting watching TV, and all of a sudden you just sleep come on you so heavy you don't sleep. He can give it to you in a dream. Because in your natural man, you might not be clear and understanding, and the devil can come in and take whatever little knowledge that God gave you and try to sweep it away. Okay? Because you have to remember, the greatest lie Satan could tell you is that he don't exist. That's the greatest lie. That's the greatest deception, and he finds much pleasure in it. So you have to understand and get the word and decipher it for yourself. But ask God to give you the revelation. But I want to give you that going on this. Now, what I want you to do, I am actually going from Revelations 10, verse 10 and 11. I want to give you that before I give you the rest, because I want to go through the 7 trumpets blowing from the angels. We're not going to get it all in this today, people, but we're going to get it in there. So I want to read to you this, okay? And I'm reading from my Bible. And I'm just letting you know, I also have my tablet that I do my studying. Just want to let you know, see? My studying that I do here. And I write it down. Okay? So I just want to let you know, Revelations 10, verse 10 states, and this was what God was giving to me this morning. He gave it to me like this, and then He sent me backwards because He wanted me to give you these things. But I'm going to give it to you, but He wanted me to give you these 2 verses out of Revelations 10. Remember, Revelations 10, verse 10 and verse 11. Okay? Verse 10 states from Revelation, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and I ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. Okay. Verse 11. And He said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many people and nations, tongues, and kings. So that's imperative. We have to get this word out here. I need your help. I am just a woman living out of Houston, Texas. But I am a woman living under the sanctity of Christ. Under His covenant, under His blood, I have been washed, clean, and made whole. Okay? So, we have to get these things and do what God say do. And it's imperative that we do this. Okay? And what I want to let you know is what God gave to me on that. Okay? Now, this is what it said. I say, God gave me verse 10 and 11. I gave you that, and I wrote it down up here at the beginning of my tablet. And now I'm going to give you Revelations 8, 1 through 13. However, I want you to go in and I want you to read Revelations 8, 1 through 13 for right now. But I'm going to give you the meaning of it. Okay? Because you have to think about the time that John was in. John saw things and he explained it from his point of view. He had no knowledge of airplanes. He had no knowledge of the technology that we have now. So he had to explain it to what it looked like to him. Some of the stuff is pretty much self-explanatory, but some of the stuff you be like, okay, that don't make much sense. How is that? How is that? I'm fit to let you know how that is. Because when I'm reading it, when I first read Revelation, I was a teenager. It scared the life out of me. Okay? However, I'm going to give you the first couple of verses. And I know right now that I'm going to run out of time, but I'm going to break this up into parts. And a couple of parts. I'm hoping it'll be in 2 parts, but we're going to go there, okay? Now, in Revelations 8, this is verse 1. Now, the meaning of that, once you read it, and I hope you read it, okay? Pause it, pause the video, and whatever you need to do. And I want to go over the first trumpet blowing. The first trumpet blowing, the angel. First angel means hell and fire. It's going to be mixed with blood, mangled with blood. Okay, now as the hell is cast upon the earth, it is going to hit different things which man has made, and the animals that normally roam the wooded areas like horse, deer, etc. will not make it. And because of the large hailstorm that's going to happen, it's going to hit different things. It's going to make sparks, and it's going to hit things, and because of the dry land and we go in droughts and everything, it's going to start forest fires, big wildfires. Okay, I know we have wildfires before, like on the coast of California and different areas. However, this is going to be completely different. Okay, it's going to be at the point where the animals cannot escape, and they're going to die, and that's why you get the fire mangled with the blood, and you also get the campers that might have been out in the woods cannot escape. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be people that are missing, and they're going to end up getting being a casualty of that, and that's where the fire mangled with blood, and that's what John saw. Okay, because you have to understand, it's a lot of animals still roaming. It's wildcats, it's everything that's still roaming in the wooded areas. So when they cannot escape, he saw fire mangled with blood, and that is what that means. So I know you be like, oh wow, didn't think of it that way, or maybe you did. Maybe God gave you the revelation on that. And and that's confirmation, that's agreement right there. Okay, so when you think about that, you have to think about the large hailstorms. Large hailstorms going to come down, and the storms are going to be huge. We have seen that before, but we're going to see stuff that's in much more of a significant magnitude. So it's going to be a very much calamity, but it's not going to be as bad as those to come. So what I want you to do is I want you to stay tuned as I give you the next angel trumpet blows. Okay? Thanks.